Hi everyone. I wanted to take some time today to talk a little bit about a subject that I'm noticing students struggling with when it comes to DBAs, especially in Module 3 in ASL 1A. I think this information would be helpful though for any student that's taking an ASL course because it's kind of a tough concept, and I think that when I explain it a little bit more in depth, it's a little bit easier to understand. So the topic that I'm talking about is signing negatives. So signing negatives is basically just how we sign sentences or phrases or words that are negative in nature. So things that are kind of not good, right? So I always like to use the phrase, "I don't like school," to show the 3 different ways that you can sign negatives. So the first way that you can sign negatives is by using your body language and shaking your head no to basically say that whatever I'm signing, it's the opposite of that. So if I sign school like me, even though my hands are saying school like me, which means I like school, the fact that I'm shaking my head no through the sentence means that I don't like school. The same thing would go for another sentence. For example, it's not cold outside. I can sign outside cold. All that means is, even though I'm signing it's cold outside, the fact that I'm shaking my head no through the whole thing means that it's not cold outside. The second way that you can sign negatives is by reversing a sign. Now you can't reverse every sign. There's only a couple signs that you can reverse. And I'll show you some of those. The sign for like, don't like, want, don't want, good, bad, and know, like to know something, and don't know. There might be a few others out there, but those are the 4 more common reversible signs that you'll see. And it's basically just throwing the sign away from you. Like, don't like. So if we're using the example of I don't like school, you would sign school, don't like me. The third way that you can sign negatives is by using negative signs. Signs like no, not, don't, won't, bad. Some of those signs can work when you're talking about a sentence. Now, it gets a little tricky because you kind of want to add, it's natural instinct to add the negative sign in the middle of the sentence. For example, school, not like me. But that's not actually the proper structure when we're making the entire sentence negative. The way that we would do that is sign school like me, not. Or school like me, no. It's almost like you're asking yourself a question. Do I like school? No. So think of those 3 different ways when you sign negative sentences and see which one works for you. Some people prefer one way of signing the sentence over another, and that's fine. But it's important to know and understand those 3 different ways, so if somebody else uses them in a sentence, you're able to recognize them.